The evolution of global values began 50 years ago. Progress has been steady but slow. In 1972, Jorgen Randers was an author of The Limits to Growth, a pioneering work on sustainability.
The important point in 1972 was that we did not have enough information. So all we could do at the time was to make relatively general conclusions like the spaceship is small, and if we continue growing the population and growing the economy and using energy and emitting pollution, we will run into problems in the spaceship. I think the limits to growth has been proven right in its general warning that something, ought to be done, but no one has listened. There is nothing we can do about it except trying to look forwards with hope and optimism. We haven't succeeded yet, and we may not succeed, but we should at least keep working at it.
The message has succeeded in some places.
We're talking about late 1960s, early 1970s. There was many young people who wanted to start over, who wanted to save the planet, and they started moving to Oregon. There was an interaction between those young people on the streets and beginning to create new institutions. So old organizations died. The ones that the World War II generation were a part of, they all died out in Portland, and all these new institutions came along. Many of these young people began to get jobs in the city government. We began to create new ways to interact with the public.
They built the city of the future. Portland has great mass transit. Room for bikes. Plenty of local food. Green roofs on office buildings. Sustainable power everywhere. Community gathering places. A flourishing economy of high-tech green companies. And dozens of outdoor education centers.
And a lot of that is a startup by citizens, but it takes a relationship with the governing bodies too. A really telltale sign is, I think if you go to get a job at the city of Portland, you're told two things in that introduction to your job. You say, all right, in Portland, we think green, and we always have an open door to citizens. Every community has a story. Portland created this story of sustainability that goes back 40, 50 years. You can achieve a lot by saying, no, our story here is we live a green and sustainable life. Not just as those individual actions, but no, you can proudly think of yourself as a citizen of the world of the future where we're living within our means. We're living within the carrying capacity of our community, or trying to. The local action we're taking may seem small, but that small action is being replicated all around the planet. We're part of a movement.
That movement is growing everywhere. As new environmental groups like 350.org focus its moral authority.
We know that culture moves politics, not the other way around. We're seeing for the first time, because of the internet and because of the nature of the problem, the potential for a truly global social movement. From a global perspective, young people are seen as a moral voice across cultures. And I think that's really important here because that's our upper hand. We do have moral clarity to what we're asking for. We just want a planet with the same climate we've always had. For our divestment campaigns, we're targeting the top 200 carbon producers on Earth. We want to revoke their social license to do business as usual, the same way that social movements have done that with tobacco, with slavery, with other issues. It's not a matter of telling the companies to do things differently. It's a matter of the companies ceasing to exist. We want the fossil fuel industry to be bankrupt. We know that it's morally bankrupt, and we want our politicians on our side, not theirs.
Germany is already preparing for that day, reforming its energy system and transforming its economy.
I think I've seen a list recently of the most innovative enterprises in the world. 50% of them are German, and most of them are small and medium enterprises. If you are a good capitalist, you have to keep thinking about how you replace your business model by a better one, all the time. And actually, I can quote Chancellor Merkel on that. She said in German again, and I will translate it, glaubt nicht, dass nichts passiert, wenn nichts passiert. That means, don't think that nothing happens if nothing happens. And that's precisely what the incumbent system thinks. Yeah? We just do the same, but even more of the same, forever. And this will actually bring you down. Yeah? And very soon, actually.